Boy, you take one little peek behind the curtain in Erika Kirk and it all stinks. From her reality TV shows to her lying about not drinking, to her lying about not dating, to the story about how she got hooked up with Charlie, to everything. It looks like Erika Kirk is tied. She's got lots of shady ties, and one of their she's tied to two powerful mob families. This is from friend of the show, James Lee. Based on well-vetted research, citizen journalists may have connected Erika to two powerful families, the Rothsteins through her cousin Nicole, and the Solomons through her aunt Carla. Big question, is Erika an asset? Boy, that question seems to be being answered more and more every day. But here's what James Lee had to say.
This is Erika Kirk, then Franzvi, with her roommate at the time, Nicole Rothstein.
Merry Thanksgiving to you. Merry Thanksgiving to you. Merry Thanksgiving to you.
And Nicole.
By the way, can you do that? Can anybody woo like that? I'm too loud. I can't. Woo! That's as loud as I can get. Can you do it, Misha? Are you still young enough to make the woo? Oh my God.
I've got it.
Can you do it, Steph?
Woo!
Okay, I can't do it. Woo! That's all I got. Woo! I can't do it. Okay, back to James Lee.
Rothstein. And Nicole Rothstein, as it turns out, is her cousin. How do we know that? Well, she responded to this clip featuring Erika Kirk talking about her Shabbat Shaloming. And she responded by saying, quote, as her cousin, who is fully Jewish, half of her family is Jewish. While she herself is a Christian, she has celebrated many Jewish holidays with our side of the family and highly respects the Jewish religion.
Shabbat Shalom.
See the name and handle, Nicole Rothstein. And the Rothsteins, I'm just going to add, is a pretty famous crime family in American history.
If you look up the 1919 World Series, it says that the Cincinnati Red Stockings won the 1919 World Series. There's no asterisk. But then those numbers require you to tell a story about the Chicago White Sox, known to us forever as the Black Sox, who took money from Arnold Rothstein and other gamblers to throw the 1919 World Series.
Arnold Rothstein, nicknamed The Brain, was an American racketeer, crime boss, businessman, and gambler who became a kingpin of the Jewish mob in New York City. Rothstein was widely reputed to have organized corruption in professional athletics, including conspiring to fix the 1919 World Series. He was also a mentor of future crime bosses Lucky Luciano, Mayor Lansky, Frank Costello, Bugsby Siegel, and numerous others. Interesting family history, I would say, for the all-American girl next door.
Wow. What do you make of that? Boy, you take one little peek behind the curtain in Erika Kirk and it all stinks. From her reality TV shows to her lying about not drinking, to her lying about not dating, to the story about how she got hooked up with Charlie, to everything. And, you know, it's just weird. Also, Charlie was all about traditional roles and that the wife should stay home with the kids. And now she's the CEO of a huge corporation. When is she going to have time for her kids? You think that's what Charlie would have approved of? I don't think so. But anyway, who am I to say? Uncommon Sense says, in 1995, Erika Kirk's Jewish uncle, Jack Solomon, was a board member for the new Center of Jewish Studies at Utah Valley State College. Huh? What? Are you kidding? The goal of the center was to bridge the gap between Jews and Mormons and guide the relationship with Israel. Charlie Kirk was murdered at that specific university. Are you kidding me? Recipients and more info, receipts and more info below. So here it is. Center furthers Jewish Mormon kinship. This was published in 1995. The kinship between Jews and Mormons is being stoked at the new Center for Jewish Studies at Utah Valley State College. Isn't it something that that's where he was murdered? Right after he denounced his Jewish donors and said he couldn't support Israel anymore? This interesting? This is interesting. Through classes, lectures, series, and public forums, the center is trying to build bridges of understanding between the two faiths, which both assert a relationship to the house of Israel and have history shaped by persecution. The impetus for the center came from Marlene Telford. She grew acquainted with Jewish culture and history while working in the garment industry in California. Solomon is specifically quoted in this article by Desert News. I think he misspelled that dessert. Isn't that dessert? He means Desert News. It should also be noted that UVU used to be known as UVSC, but it is the same university. So let's go ahead and read some of this. Board member Jack Solomon, who has lived in Utah for 15 years, said there is no place in the world where the Christian community has been so supportive of the Jewish people and Judaism. In fact, Brigham Young donated the land for the Jewish community cemetery. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints also donated money to help build the synagogue. Montefiore in Salt Lake City in 1903. Oh, wait. So I have to read that again. In fact, Brigham Young donated the land for the Jewish community cemetery. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints also donated money to help build the synagogue Montefiore in Salt Lake City. In 1903, when the synagogue was dedicated, then LDS Church President George Fielding Smith gave the address. This community has been very, very interested in Judaism and the Old Testament, Solomon said. The center will satisfy a worthwhile purpose of both groups, so both groups can get to know more about each other and their common heritage and assassinate a traitor to us in a few years. Okay, I made that last part up. Yes, Utah Valley State College is the same as Utah Valley University. So UVSC is UVU. UVSC officially changed its name and attained university status as UVU on July 1st, 2008, after years of growth and adding university-level programs. So UVU is the current name for the institution formerly known as Utah Valley State College. Okay, just so you know. So, while Utah Valley University doesn't have a dedicated Center for Jewish Studies, it offers Jewish-related learning through its interdisciplinary religious studies program, with courses covering world religions and cultures alongside Hillel support for Jewish students and relevant global engagement like Israel Projects Fostering Jewish Life and understanding within its broader inclusive campus environment. So they have key UVU resources for Jewish studies and life. Religious studies program explores diverse religious traditions, including Judaism, through courses in philosophy. Interfaith engagement. UVU supports diverse religious groups, offering resources in space. And then Hillel. It provides Jewish life learning like the Jewish Learning Fellowship, holiday events, and Shabbat experiences for students, welcoming all backgrounds. Utah Valley College is now Utah Valley University, while UVU okay, we just did this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uncommon Sense then says, but further, the UVU Jewish Religious Center is now wrapped into its religious studies program, meaning if you didn't know they had a Center for Jewish Studies program beforehand, you wouldn't find it. Now I understand why the courtyard Charlie was in looks like a giant menorah. So, wow, there you go. Some more shady background about Erika Kirk. Nothing about her passes the smell test. Absolutely nothing. They really thought it was going to work, hiding behind the grieving widow. They really thought it was going to work. It didn't work. Guess what? It didn't work. And if you'd like to hear my stories about this, come see me January 11th. That's a Sunday in Waikiki. Or February 20th in Lansing, Michigan. Or February 21st in Milwaukee. You know, all my jokes about Charlie Kirk, Erika Kirk, Kash Patel, and the FBI investigation, and Epstein and everything else. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. Come see me on tour January 11th in Waikiki, February 20th in Lansing, Michigan, February 21st in Milwaukee. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.